Hello YouTube fans, here again. Hopefully, if you don't today, got a runny nose, or I've got a cough, I've got a bit of a cold coming on. So if you do me have a cough, or I've got a bit of a runny snotter, but I'll repeat myself, I've got a bit of a cold. Ah well, but that's why I'm speaking. As I'm talking about me erotic films, why not this one? 11 Days, 11 Nights, Part 2. That's right, they did a sequel, it won thereafter the original Possess. Now I do know in America and other countries it wasn't as big as a sequel. It was its own standalone film, and I remember right there, it was called Top Mogul, which is funny because it's got the same star that appeared in 11 Days, 11 Nights. But I don't like this one actually, it's an interesting one because basically she's back as the same character. Don't really explain she's the same character, but I'm assuming she is. She's a book writer and so on. You got the one that plays a boss, who we all know playing in B-Man myself, so I don't get particularly correct, advising a role and so on. And as usual, she looks beautiful, she looks gorgeous, there's a bit where she's in a shop and it's just so nudity, which is like typical of these films and so on. And she kind of gets a new loving test in this with this young lad. And this bit, I try not to sound sexual or stimulating and anything like this, but this is this idea, is he gay? Is he bisexual? Is he confused with his sexuality? Because you've got the idea he's living with this guy. And you think there's going to be more than him being his best buddy or his roommate and all this. But one thing I will respect this film. It doesn't suffer sexuality, it doesn't suffer is he gay, is he bisexual, is he confused with his sexuality, it doesn't ram it all in your face, just gives you that idea, is he bisexual, is he confused with his sexuality, does he know whether he's gay, whether he's straight, whatever. It doesn't really slam it in your face, but it just gives you that feeling, if you know what I mean. And again, there's a lot of nudity. There's a bit where he's on a bed, she's stripped naked, she's feeding him lobsters, bits like that. There's a bit where she's stripped off, and you've got this guy. I won't sound horrible, but they say he's overweight, and she's next to these waxwork dummies, and he's taking photographs, and she's naked, and she's rubbing herself on a mannequin. But it's like funny, actually, it's like funny. If you ever remember the film Mannequin, I'm expecting to have a male version of Mannequin, and it comes alive and tops the feel. But no. It doesn't go that route. There's a bit where he's got this one guy, he looks a bit like a pimp, a bit like a dance star. I always thought it was like funny because there's a bit where he's a bit of ram-bam fighting man, and you know what I'm doing. He's wearing trousers. He's not butt naked, his arse ain't bouncing about. He's got trousers on, and it's what makes me laugh about films like this. How the fuck, I'll say it again, how the fuck can you get it up, have a bit of fun with a pair of fucking trousers on? Whatever, I went with it anyway. But she's the height of the film, she's too attractive, she's too pretty to look at. Granted, I didn't think she was as bitchy as what she were in the original one. She wasn't playing sex games, and it does have you thinking. It does have you thinking, has she got feelings for this lad? Has she got feelings for him? And there's bits where he's confused, whether he's going to be gay, whether he's going to be straight. And again, without repeating myself, it doesn't show it too much in your face. It isn't the bull, it isn't, oh, this is sexist and all this. But I'm kind of surprised, actually. If you go back into days, let's say, like Basic Instincts, people of a different sexuality was having to sing and dance. I'm thinking, did people not see this film? Did people not go too laddie over this fucking film? Because it really does stuff the word, but it's not too in your fucking face being predictable. So that's one thing I will salute it. And it does make me laugh. How does the film go Top Mogul? Yeah, there's a bit of mugging in it, like the bit where she's rubbing herself off on a mannequin. There's a bit of this guy, looks like a pimp. You've got people having a card game and she's having sex, and there's a film cam, they're filming and having hanky panky. There's a bit with the actress that plays B-Man myself. Now, I don't know, maybe at this time, maybe she felt, no, I'm not going to strip off. There's a bit of me thinking, is she going to have a wham bang, thank you man, but it doesn't go that route. So there are bits like that I can praise the film being 11 Days, 11 Nights, Part 2. And I do remember the original art cover, original photo of it, where you've got her naked, she's tonguing the main man. she's bitten in the nose, and you think this film's going to be bonky, it's going to be vampire fighting man. I'm happy to say it doesn't go that route. To me, I was more engaged with the story. Is it as good as the original? No, but I still think it's still a good story, and like most, it became successful and made a lot of other sequels. Sad to say though, the star wasn't in the third, it wasn't in the fourth, it wasn't in the fifth, it wasn't in any of the others. I don't know why she weren't in them. Maybe she didn't want to be typecasting, or maybe she wanted to go and do other things. I don't know. But totally different stories, so I'm not going to bother reviewing them. Well, yeah, I like this one. I mean, would I say it's a date film? Would I say it's a masterpiece? No. I'd be lying if I said it's wow, it's amazing, it's the best film ever. Come watch 11 Days, 11 Nights Part 2, or Top Model, whatever you want to call it. But it was interesting. It was interesting. And again, I know I'm going to repeat the same line. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but I think she is more of the star in this. And in this, you do make her more likeable. Like, she doesn't play sex games on the lad. She doesn't humiliate him. She doesn't have him tied up with fucking honey or syrup for the maid to come in, like in number one. And it does have you thinking, is there going to be a love scene between him and her? So it's more dragging on a bit, really, because there's bits, like I say, the mannequin, the dancers, the pimp, whatever. But again, there's a bit in it where there's a bit of a story. Is she going to be in love with this lad? Is she not? And you have to think, does he leave his boyfriend, his mate, whatever, and he's going to get an airplane. And she looks sad. She's going to walk off. She's going to cry like in the original. But no, I've got to admit, this did have a sock of an ending. For people want to know what the fuck I'm on about. In this film, it ends where he comes out the airplane, he sees her, they wrap their arms around one another, they do each other a sloppy kiss, end of movie. And I dilute the film for that, because it wasn't trying to be a tartan chopper from the first one. And again, it does say originally on the cover, inspired by 9.5 weeks. But in this, is it really like 9.5 weeks? No, the dye isn't a Mickey Rourke. Yeah, you could say he's got blonde hair like Jim Passenger, but she's more of her own character. In all fairness, there's a lot of erotic films around in the 80s and a bit of the 90s as well. So I actually like this one. I dilute 11 Days, 11 Nights, or fucking Top Model, whatever you want to call it. I dilute it. It's its own film. I know I'm going to repeat the same line. It's not a masterpiece. It's definitely not a masterpiece. So I'm going to be fair. Fuck it. I'm going to be fair. I'll give it a 2-star rating for average. Without repeating the same line, it's not a masterpiece. It's not an epic film. It's not the next John with the fucking wind. It's an erotic film, so it's going to be average. The girl's beautiful. I mean, she's got a sexy body. She's got a great personality. She's definitely got a nice ass. She's definitely not on the side. She's definitely strips off a lot more in this than what she did in the original. So that's fucking hell. Even that deserves a beautiful star. There are bits in it, as you feel it drags. See, with the first one, it engaged me. Engaged me, because you're thinking, is the lad going to pick her? Is the lad going to pick his wife to be? Do I feel sorry for the lad? No, because he's fucking cheating on his wife to be. But it kept you engaged. It kept you engaged in this. Not really, because there's bits it drags, there's bits where it's just an excuse to sell tits, bus, arse. Again, it's an erotic film. The lad, I didn't find him as interesting as the lad in the first one. Happy to say it doesn't go like it did in the first one, but I didn't mind it for what it was. It's too thought it was an interesting story. It didn't shove too much sexuality in your fucking face. It's definitely an interesting one. So 11 Days, 11 Nights, Part 2, Top Model, if you want to call it, fuck it, I'll repeat it. A 2-star rating for me. But into them, be smart, be safe. See you later. Don't forget to get rid of this horrible cold. See you later.